Step into the realm of canine wisdom with our podcast, NWA Cane Corsos, where we interview dog men and women from around the globe. Discover their talents and insights on breeding, training, nutrition, and the rich history of dogs. Tune in to the most underrated yet influential dog podcast on social media. Your journey into the dog world starts here. Yes, sir. We back. I'm your host, Joe, NWA Cane Corsos. This is the place where breeders, traders, pet lovers, enthusiasts, everybody comes and just shares their stories, shares their wisdom. I myself am no expert, like a lot of the guys out here, but I'm the biggest student in the game. We'll say it that way, right? Tonight, my co-host is Brother Muhammad of Mizan K9, Pine Bluff, Arkansas. If you don't know who he is on this show, you've been sleeping under a rock.
Thank you, dear brother.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing excellent. How about you, sir?
Oh, man, I am in it to win it. Let me give a couple of the shouts out. Bakari, Quebec, Canada. Hey, man, stay on the right track, young man. You're doing a wonderful job. Superior Warrior, what's up, our good brother from another mother? Tyloo Graphy. I'm sorry if I'm torturing it. I'm sorry. I've never seen you before. Welcome to the chat, brother Terry Cornish.
Terry Cornish is in here, yes, sir.
Caveman, salute our big brother out of Michigan. Javier Noriega, Florida's in the house. Doug, the big dog, the co-producer. The one who steers the ship is in the house. All right. Angelo, what's happening, brother? Tonight, we got another special guest. He's no stranger to danger. He's no stranger to the show. Student of the late, great Gypsy Stratton. Been around a lot of great dog men of the Chicago area. Hey, Chicago, y'all need to give me a chance, brother. You Chicago dog men. I like to document some of y'all. But tonight we got Heka in the house.
Peace to the family.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Man, you know, I'm just blessed, never stressed.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We're glad to have you back tonight. And everything. You've been on a journey. I always call you one of the Lord's flamethrowers. The great warrior.
Yeah, brother.
Everybody know who he is, Brandon.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man.
Man, you didn't tell me anything. I mean, we don't talk every day or nothing, but we found out that you went on a new endeavor when I looked up and you had a building, brother.
Yeah, man.
And if the people don't know, this man is a dog trainer, and next thing I know, he had came up on social media with a venue for his dog training, and I was like, holy shit, bro! I said, what this dude I got himself into? It was growed up. I couldn't hardly see the building in the back, and the only thing I did after that, I was paying attention. I just saw you starting to go to work. We started seeing talents we didn't know you had. We didn't know how you work. We didn't know you know how to work that machinery and everything.
Oh yeah, yes sir.
Yeah. So, man, tell us a little bit about that.
Man, you know, I told people, maybe 2-3 years ago that they was gonna look up one day and I was gonna be surpassing them. You know, the people that, you know, always got something negative to say. You know, the naysayers, the detractors. And, you know, here we are. Now, here's the thing. They haven't even seen close to half of what's going to happen. You feel me? I'm still at the beginning. You dig what I'm saying? I'm still literally at the beginning. But I told people when I was training dogs in the alley and they was calling me, you know how some of these folks, you know, the good old white folks, if I'm being honest, basically calling me a nigga trainer and, you know, all the stuff that they like to say, right? And then it ain't just, you know, I don't want to make it a racial thing, but if I'm being real, right, this is real stuff that people said to me. calling me the hood trainer, calling me a trainer that was training dogs in a drug house, right? Like literally, this is stuff people were saying to me, right? And I said, yeah, I get it. I'm in the alley in Chicago, so obviously the simple-minded people that can't see past what's in front of them, right, is a favorite quote that I keep in the back of my head. You can't see the trees past the forest, or you can't see the forest past the trees,
Right.
right? Because most people don't have the vision to see past what's in front of them. And they never take the time to ask you, hey, man, I see what you're doing. What's your goals? What's your purpose? What are you trying to work towards? Is this where you trying to stay, or are you trying to elevate? What you trying to do, right? And I don't expect most people to do that, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't give a fuck about what most people are doing myself. But I also don't go on other people's stuff and talk trash either, because I'm so focused on what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
But the point is, they never take the time to find out what are your goals and aspirations. They only come on to try and divert you from what you're doing. You dig what I'm saying? And that's why you say I'm a flamethrower, but that's why I talk to them the way they do. Because look, I'm not going, like, if you're gonna throw stones, you better not live in a glass house.
That's right.
Cause I'm gonna break every window in that motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna feel bad about it. That's just the truth. Now, I'm getting better, because I understand, if you want to reach a certain level in life, you got to learn how to, you got to learn how to, ignore the detractors. So, I'm consciously aware of that, and I'm working on, just letting those people be who they are. But I enjoy talking to them the way I do, because sometimes them people need humbling. Sometimes they need to know, like, hey, bitch, I don't give a fuck about what you think about me. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. You can't always be modest. Hey, let me put this question up by Davis in K9 Canada. He says, the race thing in the dog game is wild. Why do both sides focus on skin tone instead of knowledge and ability? I catch hell from both of them.
Yeah, for sure. That's why I say I don't really want to make it a race thing, because both sides have their things that they say, right?
Yeah, but
a hater is a hater.
United States, race is big, and especially right now in this time, which it's always been big, but right now it's in time. At this time it's intensifying. But the colors, the Negroes, well, they give me the most hell. Ask John Mills how many dudes call him about me.
Man.
Me and my wife,
I
told her, I said, we got two more call them.
The
other day. Two more call them about me. Another grown man.
Hey, look, man.
Grown man.
I tell
about me, a man about me.
Yeah. And you see what I mean.
Let me get on that right quick. Yeah. Because the last dude that called Mr. Mills, the shit, hey, if you got kids around, get them out right now. Tell them to come back in 5 minutes. The shit was so stupid. John called me. He said, brother, man, I had a guy call me, and he said, man, you wasn't asking one of those person really good questions on the podcast, right? I said, well, what did he want me to ask? I mean, what do you mean? I said, I'm just having a conversation. It ain't no crowd. It's just me and them on some of my interviews. He said, well, this person had an incident happen to them, and you should have asked about it. I said, I don't know nothing about that shit.
Right.
And the incident they asked was such some bitch shit. Yeah. I hope you watching. The dude that asked John that shit, I told John that shit. Dude, that was such some bitch shit. You wanted me to ask that individual. It was some chatty patty bitch shit. And if you watching, bro, I know your background. When John was telling me about it, I said, bro, you ain't got to tell me no more. I said, I bet he's like this. I bet he's like that. John was like, I said, I bet he's like that. Bro, if you watching, you's a bitch. But anyway, Heka, go ahead.
I love it, man.
Let me say this.
Tell you that.
Let me say this if I can. we have to be honest with each other. We have an ideal of what we want to be. And sometimes if we're around for a long time and we see people, facility, their dogs, the ideal of what a program is, it becomes almost second nature to do a critique. But the critique that you do in your head don't always got to come out of your mouth.
That's right. Yeah.
And we all have to be mindful that we should never despise a humble beginning. Everybody who has a quote unquote program right now should have some type of idea of where they want to be at 3, 5, 10 years from now. That means they haven't arrived. Whatever work they're doing is still a work in process, and we have to be very careful about how we judge something that's in transition.
I told Heka, I said, bro, when I saw that mug, I said, whoo. I said, I don't know. But he got to work.
Right.
He got to work. Once I seen the concrete floor and everything, and I seen he had all those kennels laid out. But let me quit talking so much. Let me let him walk the process out of what everything he did, and maybe even how you acquired it and the transaction and what, without telling too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, where I am, I have, I guess you can say, lineage in that area. Actually, before I moved to Chicago, I lived in that specific area for about 6 years. So I know a lot of people in that particular area. So if anybody knows anything about Pembroke Township, then, it's actually a lot of dog men out there. Wayne Singleton lives literally damn near down the street from me.
Oh, damn. Really?
Gypsy lived out there. That's how I met Gypsy.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a lot of quality dog trainers in that particular area, and they moved to that area because of the space. We can get out there and pretty much do whatever we want. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's still fairly cheap. Now it's gotten much more expensive over the last, 5 to 10 years or so. But compared to other places, it's still fairly cheap based on what you could get, for your money. Mm-hmm. So, being in Chicago, man, and for about 3 years, you really didn't see a lot of dog content from me, outside of spotty stuff here and there, but I really didn't show all the stuff that I was going through to just maintain my dogs for the last 3 years while I was in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And I'm still in Chicago, I go back and forth. But anyway, people don't know, and I still got content that I ain't put up yet. Man, I got a house that I literally was an abandoned house, man. I'm talking about, it was hoarded. I mean, man, I literally had to get 5 dump truck, like dumpster loads of trash out of the house. Damn. Because it was just so packed full of trash before I could actually get it to a point to where I cleaned out the basement, got the basement good enough to where I could keep my dogs in the basement until I was transitioning to this spot that I was at now. So it's a lot of stuff that people don't know that I did just to maintain dogs. And then when people come on talking about, oh, you're breeding dogs just for the money, bitch, do you know how much money I done spent on dogs and ain't sell a puppy?
Right. Talk about
it. Come on, man.
Right.
That's the shit that be killing me. I done gave away more puppies than I sold. Mm-hmm. And motherfuckers come on talking about, oh, you're a backyard breeder. You're just doing it for money. Bitch, if you understood how much money I done spent on these dogs and don't make a dime from it.
Right. And
as far as selling puppies, I got a canine security business and stuff that I use my dogs for that people don't even know about. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But, so as far as getting the building, it's just connections, man. Actually, the mayor of where I live, had that spot and it was just vacant. And he really had no plans of renting it out or nothing like that. But I was just vigilant and I kept kind of nagging at him like, hey, I need to get this spot. and he gave me grace and let me get it. And what again, a lot of people don't even know, I'm only using not even an acre of what's available. It actually has 5 acres attached to it.
Damn.
Go ahead, Doc.
So, and again, this is stuff people don't even know, right? I ain't even really putting it out there yet, right? Because it's so, sometimes what I'm learning is I'm learning how to hold stuff back because it makes it that much better in the future, right? So, again, man, I got plans to, have livestock where I'm literally processing my own dog food on the spot, right? Like I got so much shit that I want to do, man. And sometimes people's brain, they can't even see. Again, they don't even have the ability to see the type of shit that I'm dreaming about every night because they don't have the gumption to do it themselves.
Right.
They don't got it. Yeah.
So
But
I don't even
this.
expect them to be able to fathom the type of shit that I really want to say online that I don't say.
Right.
Right.
I'll never remember you holding back.
Yeah, well, I'm learning, man. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning to have some mystique.
Yeah.
Because if you give people too much, it's kind of like shooting your load too early.
Right.
So I'm learning, and really I'm learning, for this content game. You know what I mean? Because what a lot of people don't know is there's a lot of money in content. So
Yeah.
I
You
don't
get up
post
there,
these
yeah.
videos just to stroke my ego. I post them because I actually make money doing it. It ain't a whole lot of money, but as we know, you stay consistent, the money ain't gonna do nothing but continue to grow. And Joe, I know you know that for a fact.
Yeah. I make a few hundred a month, but the way I run my shit, I put so much money back into it because like I pay editors. You know what I mean? I got different apps that I might have to cut up some stuff and bloop, put it out. So I'm at the break even stage, but at the front, I was like, it was just me, boom, boom, boom. But now we got people I got like 20 people that they'll send in $5 just because they just love the channel. And then believe it or not, they'll hate on me. Oh, you making money from it? Like, damn, I don't have to do this shit. And I'm one of the only few dudes in this space that a lot of dudes that wouldn't have a voice. You wouldn't get a voice on them other channels. You will not get a voice on them other channels unless you do something for clicks or something like that. Over here, you ain't got to do that. You know what I'm saying? But the making money thing, hell yeah, shit. I'm glad to be at a point where it ain't just all me no more. And Brandon, you remember from day one, I started out in my bedroom, and we just kept walking it up, and people like, man, we need some more. People just kept asking for it. And then as I learned, I try to make it look better. I try to make it look professional because we got to think about this too. We are in the industry, people, and a lot of us have jobs, right? So if people want to come on a program, if they see on a program, they want it to be maybe like a professional program. Oh, I saw you on NWA Cane Corsos, and look like a nice podcast. So this is important. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just think it's you can just come on, talk trash, and then wins, or use somebody's name and talk trash about them and it wins. That's not the case. It got to be quality content.
And let me say this about the money aspect. Anybody who's been breeding for a while or dealing with dogs, no matter what you have, whether it's a facility, whether it's this or that, you always are thinking about something you can implement to make your program better. It costs money.
Yeah.
It absolutely costs money. Sometimes when you sell a puppy, whatever money you made off of that puppy, it goes right back into something you're trying to do to be better.
Yep.
And we don't always get the good end of the stick. I paid $8,400 for 2 pregnant dogs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even make my money back because they didn't have that many puppies.
Man.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of it. And I think it's important that we share some of those things because there's a lot of people that are going out spending a lot of money to get dogs to start breeding. Some of these people are spending a lot of money as puppies, honestly. And they're going to raise those puppies up to 15, 18, 20, 24 months or whatever the case before they breed, not understanding the challenges that are associated with that process. And for some people, that first breeding that they paid all of that money to do, they waited all of that time. Even some of them may have even did genetic health testing or whatever they did.
Mm-hmm.
They heavily invested. And then when that first litter does not go right, it can be very discouraging. And they find out, even though I'm $12,000 in the hole, I got all of this equipment, I did all this, I just figured out this is not for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not breeding, holding other people's dogs is a big responsibility. If you're trained or you're running a boarding program, it is a humongous responsibility. If you got that person dog and that dog gets sick, or that dog got into something before it came to you, and now that dog is sick, you got to figure out how you're going to work that out with the client and maintain the integrity of your name. Mm-hmm. It is not easy. What we do is not easy.
Right.
At all.
Right. Let me answer this question right here from Vic. Vic is asking me, damn it, I just lost it. What I do with it? He says, Joe, what kept you going back when you weren't making a dime? Well, we wasn't starting out making no money. It wasn't the money wasn't my first intuition wasn't to make no money. It was actually to tackle a subject with Clyde Thompson and Gypsy Stratton. It was a hot topic. We came. I said, man, we need to talk about this. And so that's how it started. But as it progressed, I mean, it was genuinely wanting to know different people, different aspects. You just grow to love it. I know that's a generic answer. And then Doug come along. I mean, me and Doug we don't talk about money ever.
Right.
And because it ain't no money. If you ever want to check what somebody making on some of these apps, you can look at Social Blade. Go look at mine. If you think $300 is a lot of money, we got jobs. I have businesses and stuff like this. So, but when me and Doug are talking, it's stuff we genuinely want to know. Or it might be somebody, check that person out over there, man. Look, he doing something cool, respectable, and he's not getting that like, you know what I'm saying? I want to ask him about that. And it's real conversation. We don't come on and be like, now at the 30-minute mark, I want you to bring up
right.
You know, it ain't never none of that. So, and that's why we resonate so hard. And then Heka, you can touch, you can see, people know me and know everybody. Same with Jihad, you can touch, you can see him at shows, you can see him walking around, you can call him up. And so I think that's what made the show a success. We wasn't doing it for the money. We still ain't doing it for the money. But right. I do thank for every donation because as you see when I told you, I said, if y'all start donating, I'm going to just keep making it better and better. So now when you see the podcast, this edit, it's real nice. Right. We can compete with anybody just about when we dropping our podcast now. So it's a community thing, truly a community thing.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Hey man, I like that we can come and share and learn from each other. I mean, that's for me, that's the biggest thing because I've been teaching since I was 16. Whenever I learn something and I'm confident in what I learned, I'm ready to share it then. Right then, I'm ready to share it. Now, sometimes I may hop out there and share something and find out something different down the road. I don't have a problem saying, look, this is what I found out that's different. Because we're showing that there's a progression in our knowledge and in how we run our dog business. There must be a progression. And when new knowledge comes, something better comes along, we have to be willing to say, hey, I done looked at this. This is better. I'm doing something different now. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, I think I said this last night to Lamone Coleon and Reggie at Ironstone, is a lot of the older guys, Gypsy already knew it. It's a lot of older guys that knew that social media, man, it's the way to go. We can't be stagnant. We can't be ignorant. We can't always, this is how you do business, and almost in every business. Now, it ain't no almost, it's every business now. You have to hit the social media thing and to prove yourselves, because the people that got it early might not have the better dogs, but since they jumped on it early, understood marketing. Yeah, sometimes that's another thing. Sometimes we need to get off the bullshit. Sometimes our phone calls, like I was talking about earlier, all these people calling with all this dumb shit. Why don't y'all call and talk marketing to help our elders out? Why don't y'all call and talk about how to set up their accounts, set up their websites, have some better conversations instead of that standing around the barrel nigga shit. You know what I mean? You know, standing around the barrel trash talk. You know what I'm saying? Because another thing too, a lot of motherfuckers talk shit. In the dog training world, they come in the comments. But over here, it's strong. It's more stronger men in my comments, because if you say something they don't like, they're gonna say it right here. But a lot of these dudes that do a lot of chirping on the phone, why didn't you comment? Y'all talk a lot of stuff about what you're gonna do to people, like Muff. You Muff address is public. Why he walking around?
Yeah,
man, y'all need to stop it with that garbage, all that garbage, and that chatty patty shit as men, you know. And that goes back into something me and Muhammad was talking about. And I know Brandon knows the mentality of some of these guys, environmentals. Man, just because we grew up in some different environments, our mindset don't have to still stay when we was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, because a lot of you guys in your 50s and 60s act like now 16-year-olds. You act like you wasn't raised by mamas, you act like you were raised by mammies. You know what I'm saying? And which is correlating into a lot of these young dudes, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's some of the stuff is just stupid. I don't know if you, heck, I know everybody come at you, and you know, because the dog training world is just like, my philosophy is they try to force you. Sometimes talking to dog trainers are like talking to brick walls. I mean, no disrespect to none of the dog trainers, but it is. It is. When I see the transactions and the back and forth with them, it's like, I ain't gonna budge on this shit. I ain't trying to be logical. This is what worked for me. I don't give a damn if what you said worked for you. My way is the right way.
Yeah, man. It's, you know, and this is why I, for the most part, you know, outside of a select few of people, I stay to myself, man. I stay to myself. I do what I do. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, fuck you. I you know, what you want me to do? I'm still gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's sad, because you would think that, you know, especially when you got I'm gonna call the liberal side of dog training, right? The extreme liberal side of dog training. You know, the ones that, you know, want to put regulations on how you train dogs. You can't do no type of aversion type training. They want you to use goddamn they want you to use harnesses with fur on them to train dogs, you know, because if you don't got fur on the harness, then it hurts the dog's mental capacity to learn how to sit. You know, those kind of fucking people.
Right.
You know, it's you got those people that have so much more power than the people that be on the internet talking shit back and forth to one another. And what we don't understand, them motherfuckers that really don't like what we doing anyway, they don't like the fact that we breed dogs. They don't like the fact that we use dogs for actual purpose outside of kissing, a human in their mouth, right? Outside of letting the dog put his ass on their pillow and then they go to sleep on that same fucking pillow, right? Outside of dogs doing shit like that, they don't like the fact that we use dogs for a purpose. Like they don't like it. And they trying to shut this shit down. And we so busy fighting each other, we don't even realize they the real enemy.
That's true, brother. Very true. Very true, brother.
Alexander Gunter did a show on that about the extremism in some of this dog stuff. Well, you don't want police dogs. You don't want dogs that rescue and find children. I mean, because that's what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
They test them hard to make these dogs. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
So. It's a war. It's a war out there, man. It is a war out there.
Yeah.
And ain't no doubt about that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I had a lady comment, about that breeding where I did the AI.
Yeah.
They're talking about, first of all, my goodness, man. So that was a crossbreed that I did, right?
Yeah.
So they're saying that I should look up the standards for the AKC because basically I'm not breeding dogs to standard. I said, dumb bitch, what's the standard for a crossbreed through the AKC? Can you show me the standard? And first of all, we're talking about the AKC. The fucking AKC. Don't get me wrong. I understand what the AKC is. I understand the name and the influence that they have. But if we're talking about real dogs, the AKC ain't got shit to do with what I'm doing with dogs.
Right.
Like nothing. Sure. Like absolutely nothing. Mm-hmm. I don't do show dogs. I ain't got nothing against it. I understand the purpose of it, but that's not my lane. So, it's like, I just wish, sometimes I think I'm like the only person in the world that uses context clues when I'm looking at stuff on the internet, right? Like, if I got a question about something and I can't find the answer by, going on the person's page and looking at a few posts before I make a dumbass comment, I'll just ask the question. Like, and I might, depending on the question, I might even just send a private message because I'm not trying to degrade what people are doing. If I truly have a question, I'm just gonna ask the question.
Right.
But unfortunately, most people don't operate like that. And again, I'm working hard on ignoring the detractors, but I do have fun, trolling people because when you don't say what they expect you to say, it's like they have nothing else to say because they don't know where to go from there. So, man, that's
right. Let's see this comment here. Chicago guy. Most people are jealous at dog trainer mental capacities, my opinion, but will copy your every move, let alone real dog people. Do you think dog trainers have some mental capacity different than other folks?
Oh, say that one more time. Say that comment one more time.
Okay. Most people are jealous of dog trainers. I think he's trying to say. Most people are jealous of dog trainer mental capacities. My opinion, but will copy your every move.
Absolutely.
Okay.
1000%. Look, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I'm gonna be 100. I'm never not real.
I'm gonna ask you something after that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I know that I'm a fairly intelligent person, right? I know I have the ability I'm very autodidactic, right? I can, for the most part, I can look at something and I can analyze it, break it down, get the information out of it that I need and use it to my advantage, right? Without having to talk to someone about, hey, what is, for the most part, you see what I'm saying? So when it comes to dog training, I can look at somebody do a 15-second clip of a certain training thing that they're doing, and I can break it down and be like, oh, that's how you do that. And then take it and use it.
Right.
And I'm not saying this to edify myself. I'm saying it because I know who I am, right? I know what I'm capable of doing. And the same way that I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what I'm not capable of doing. So I don't try to fake the funk.
Me too. Right.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
So because I know I have the ability to do that, which takes a pretty high level of intelligence, right? I know most people don't have that. I know most people don't have it. Most people need to be told, hey, this is how you got to do it. Then you got to do it like this. Like most people need that, right?
Right.
And I believe a lot of the people that know they don't have that ability, they obviously have some type of, self-esteem issues. And those are the people that you find the most that are the ones trying to humble you, right? They're the ones that's trying to correct you. And I have to tell people all the time, like, motherfucker, you're not doing shit that I aspire to be. So why the fuck would I take information from you?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But they think because they've been doing it longer, right? That they have the right to correct you. Like, bitch, if I really wanted information from you, I would ask you. But there's a reason why I don't ask you for information. Because it ain't shit you doing that aspire me to be like, damn, how he do that?
Right.
So, again, man, it's one of those things where people feel the need to try to humble you all the time, especially when they know, I'm gonna be real with you. I know I got some juice because I know what I'm capable of, not because I got clout and all. I know what I'm capable of doing.
Right.
And because I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what the results are going to be because I know what I'm willing to do to get where I want to be.
Right.
So, again, I don't want to keep talking about me in the first person because I don't want to make it like, oh, this dude. But look, there's a difference between being confident in who you are and what you can do, right? And what most people will call and what's the word that people use all the time that they conflate? Arrogant. There you go.
Yeah.
Right? An arrogant person is a motherfucker that gotta talk a lot of shit but really can't back it up.
Right.
If you hear me talking shit about something that I'm doing, it's because I know I'm good at it.
Right.
It ain't shit you can tell me different about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
let me get this one from Davidson K9. Hey man, thank you everybody for coming in on a Friday night. Y'all can be out clubbing and thugging it out. What you hear with us. Davidson K9 Canada says most trainers do a lot of that copying too. They see it online, then suddenly they pass the same shit like it's something they just discovered. But this is my question. Man. I mean, I know experience plays a lot of parts in everything. I mean, but how many moves can you copy? I mean, bro, look, like you've been around just in Chicago, that area.
Mm-hmm.
You say you stayed down the street from Wayne Singleton, and you met Gypsy and all it. Mel McDuffie. All these guys.
Oh yeah, firsthand.
I'm pretty sure you done picked up a lot from them. To so much where something may not should surprise you on seeing something, right? I mean, I know, yeah,
because it's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
There's nothing new you can do as a trainer that hasn't been done already. Nothing. That's why I don't hold information back. I'm not a gatekeeper because somebody gave it to me. Somebody opened the gates for me and said, here's all the information I can give you. Right? And I still got people that do that for me.
Right.
So who am I to try and gatekeep information that wasn't even mine in the first place?
But you got to make a living too.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Remember I said, there's a difference between hearing, right, theory and being able to apply that theory.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
Most people, they still don't have the ability to apply the theory that they hear.
That's right. Somebody
So
student for
I
life
don't
said
live in a world of fear of missing out. If I give too much information, then nobody's going to come to me and want to spend money. I don't operate like that. Because first of all, dog training is not my only means of income.
Right.
So I don't depend on dog training or dog breeding to survive.
Right.
That's the first thing, right?
Right.
So for me, and again, for me personally, my ultimate goal is, I'm gonna be honest with you, and the brother said it earlier, I don't even want to train people dog. I'll be 100% honest with you. I do it because, again, it's a source of income and it's getting me through till I get to the next stage where I want to be. But I'm telling you, in the next 2 to 5 years at the most, I don't want to touch nobody dog unless you paying me some real money. I'm talking about real money. I'm talking about you need to come out your pocket with thousands of dollars on the spot for me to take your dog and train it. And here's the other thing. It ain't going to be for no 2, 3, or 4 week bullshit that a lot of us do. It's going to be for 6 months to a year. That motherfucker going to come back to you trained. That way, I ain't got to hear shit from you talking about, well, the dog is not doing, no, that motherfucker was with me for a year. I know he knows what to do.
The boarding trains.
I think what somebody said, people watching people and then they copying it and they acting like they coming up with something new. I think part of that is marketing. See, if I'm marketing to an audience that knows about dogs, knows about training, knows about breeding, it makes it more difficult on me. But if I can get some snippets of something and put it forth, I create the illusion. One thing about marketing is when I look at all of these marketing strategies, sometimes you can create an illusion in marketing that allows people to want to come behind the veil. And I want to make my point. Last weekend during homecoming,
UAPB,
I wound up dealing with about 400 or 500 college students in their early 20s. We were in a little house in a residential neighborhood, and they were lined up around the corner. There were students partying on the outside, more so on the inside. But the illusion was there's something special going on in the house. They were willing to pay money. They didn't know what was going on. They were willing to pay money just to be able to peek behind the veil because an illusion had been created. And so in marketing, whether there's something super nice behind the veil or whether there's some garbage behind the veil, part of marketing is that copycat stuff that you see that I could do 1 or 2 tricks and I'm going to really impress some people that don't know nothing. I mean, I'm going to blow them out the water. And so being able to consistently be in front of people, to give information, to take questions, to be challenged is critical because the copycat can't do that. He's going to get stuck. So for us, it's for us to continue to do our thing and let the people see who is able to withstand the test of time in terms of improvement. Where people see you now and they look 5 years down the road and they tell you, yeah, man, I remember when you was doing, well, man, you blew up.
Mm-hmm.
You way ahead of the game now. But that comes from us being consistent in our work. Period. Don't care what nobody say, what they look at, what they try to copy. It does not matter. If you're sincere at your work, you're going to excel and exceed the person that's trying to be the copycat.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get this comment in. This dude's making some good points. The brother, the Chicago guy. He said, "Dog training is a business of counsel. It's where things go wrong inadvertently. I know it is a fact, but again, in my opinion, it is a business of counsel, and so is breeding. But you know what I learned You know what I've been learning recently? It's a big difference in dog breeders and dog trainers thinking. We found that out last week with the assessing video. I don't know if y'all saw that.
I saw it.
Yeah, but can a dog assess things? Trainers and breeders got two different trains of thoughts. Not just saying that they, as far as if they agreed on it, but I saw a different thought process on it.
Right.
But I noticed too that every trainer don't know shit about breeding, and every breeder don't know shit about training. As we know.
Right. That's true.
Brandon, you do both.
Yeah.
That's true.
What's the most important?
It depends, right? It depends on it depends on the customer, really. It depends on your customer base. But ultimately, if I had to give an answer, it would have to be breeding. Because even if you breed a dog with solid temperament, right? You're not going to need a whole lot of training for that dog, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're breeding for intelligence, because intelligence exists in dogs the same way it exists in people. You got some dumbass dogs out there and you got some super intelligent dogs.
Right.
The same way you got some dumbass people and you got some super intelligent people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things that I strive for when I breed dogs, right? Is intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, I understand when I'm putting, even though, people like to say I'm a backyard breeder because the optics, right? They're looking at the optics of where I am now.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
They see my dogs outside. They see that I don't have the fancy setup, right? So to them, that automatically is a red flag. Oh, he's a backyard breeder, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They see that my dog water get dirty sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, motherfucker, the dogs are outside. What you expect? Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, if you're aiming, to breed intelligent dogs, healthy dogs, structurally sound dogs, right? Which is what I do, then the easier, even if that dog needs training, the easier it's going to be to train that dog because obviously the dog will pick up the concepts faster, right? So I always have to go back to genetics, right? But a good trainer can make an average dog look great, right?
Right.
So it just kind of depends. I think they both, like, they do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you always got to start with genetics. There's no way around that.
Yeah,
I
lean more to genetics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
Behavior, environmentals, all that shit make a difference, bro. Yeah. Terry Corner said, "Preach, Joe, preach." Vic, a good breeder gives a trainer a head start, where a bad breeder gives a trainer a long day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But some trainers, on another level, they're gonna get something out of that dog. You know what I'm saying? But just like you said, a good trainer gonna make an average dog look really good. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. So it looked like you're into a little bit of homesteading too, bro.
Mm-hmm.
How long you been into that?
Man, I've been, doing that for outside of the 3 years that I've been in Chicago, I'm getting back into it now, now that I have the proper space for it. But shoot, I was doing that, man. If really collectively the last 9 years, because before I moved to Chicago, I was living in that same area, and I had a farm. So, I had at one point, man, I had over 100 chickens, duck, geese. I had over 100 rabbits, guinea pigs. Shit, I had 20, 30 goats, sheep, pig, pretty much every farm animal that's available outside of horses and cows, I've had it. So I'm building it back up now. But, I've been doing the homesteading thing for a while.
Right. Man, so you're not originally from Chicago. Where you originally from?
No, I'm originally from Columbia, South Carolina.
Oh,
So
you're a country boy.
All day, every day, man. 803.
Oh,
The Metro, baby. Yes, sir.
Man,
So yeah, I was born and raised in Columbia, South Carolina. My parents, my family moved to New York State, right outside of New York City. Anybody know anything about New York? Rockland County, New York. So right over the bridge, of New York City. And went to high school in New York, then college in New Jersey, and been kind of my adult life and lived in multiple different places.
Right.
Gotcha. Man, I remember when I first went to Chicago when I was a little boy. You know how sometimes your mom and your uncles and them, you might have a distant relative you just didn't really know very well. So one of my mother's older brothers died, right? And we went to Chicago, and I'm like, I went into some of the city spots. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of scared, man. I'm like, God, no. But once you get in the city and you kind of actually talk to those folks, it's like, man, y'all act just like dudes from the South.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no different. It's like they act no different than us. But you got to remember the migration too. Grandma always still in the South. Most people.
Oh yeah.
Grandma and all this stuff is still in the South and all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. Most people from Chicago are from Mississippi.
That's true.
Right.
Very true.
Yeah. So you get a lot of that Mississippi down south type, energy in Chicago.
Right. Yeah. That messed me up when I went to Chicago. I said, dang, they don't act no different than us.
Yeah.
And then too, a lot of you had like those movies like New Jack City.
Yeah.
That was based off the dudes down here in Arkansas. Where Jihad?
Where?
It was based off the Chamber Brothers in Marianna, Arkansas.
True. Yeah,
they was the one who went to Chicago, and they was recruiting all these dudes from the South. And when the feds busted their operation up, they found all kind of stuff down in their mama house, like luxurious kind of antique crazy stuff. But back in the day, Jihad, I don't know if you ever heard of this. Do you ever hear stories about bags of money being dropped over Marianna, Forest City, Arkansas? It was them. They said they used to drop. My grandma found $10,000 in her yard in a bag. We thought she was lying and everything. She said, no, it fell out the plane. And then we found out later they used to drop money from the planes. But New Jack City was supposed to be based off them guys up there.
Really? New Jack City with Wesley Snipes and
based off the Chamber Brothers, the Chamber Brothers,
That's crazy.
Yes, sir. That whole area down there, Memphis, all that stuff back in the day.
My father's side of the family, there were 8 children. If you look at their birth certificates, some of them were born in Arkansas, some of them were born in Illinois, because in the 50s, they were moving back and forth for work. You know what I'm saying? Certain seasons, you didn't have no work here. Certain seasons you did. So they was going to Chicago. And I think probably like half of my father's siblings were born in Illinois and half were born here.
My grandmother born in Mississippi. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Yeah.
And
but anyway, man.
work, you know.
Right. Yeah. The job was up there. Yeah. Anybody got any questions? Somebody said, I hope grandma kept it. Yeah, she did. She did. What's up, Bando? Yeah. If anybody got any questions for brother Jihad or Heka, here's the time. Heka, I did have a question about, you was talking about boarding and training a dog.
Yeah.
Who does that benefit the most at the end of the day?
The trainer.
I mean, because at the end of the day, we know the person got to be trained. So personally, would you rather come work with somebody one-on-one or do the board and train?
I'd rather do neither. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What you mean by that?
I rather put information on the internet and let you figure it out yourself. I'd rather do a seminar, right, which is the things that I'm working towards. That's why I said in the next 2 to 5 years at the most, I don't want to touch nobody dog unless you beg me and you're going to have to pay me some real money.
Right.
Because the upkeep of other people's dogs is just, I don't want to have to deal with that. I don't want that responsibility. You know, I deal with it now because, again, it's a source of income and it's, you know, it's keeping things moving. But I'm telling you, once I get to where I'm getting to, I ain't going to be touching nobody dog. The only dogs I'm going to be touching is mine. So I'm going to create a online following where I'm going to be training my own dogs. You can listen in on what I'm doing because I'm going to give you everything. You take from it what you can, right? And that's going to be my way of helping people train their dog. Because like you said,
and let me
say it again.
Example.
I'll tell you a minute.
Joe, I don't know what I told you about this. I co-own now a riding to a guy. And I got ready to bring the dog back here to breed the dog. And it did not dawn on me that when he brought that dog to me, the pictures he had sent me of the dog, he had the dog on the chain. And I never asked him, it never dawned on me to ask him, why is this dog on the chain? So I bring the dog, bring the bitch to my house. She's here to be bred. And in the process, she gets out of the fence twice. You know, my wife get ready to go for work. Hey, you got a dog out. I go get her. I put her up. So of course it's time to breed her, and I'm using those retriever kennels that you get from Tractor Supply. Really good kennels. I've had multiple different kind of breed dogs. Any type of dog you can think of, I done had them in the kennels before. I recommend them. Never had an issue. This particular female took one piece out of that kennel, one notch, and in a space this wide, she got her head this big into that space and could not get it out. And she killed herself. When I came out, she was like this, dead. So that's one of the things you're dealing with when you're talking about taking in somebody else's dog, because I've had a lot of dogs and been using those kennels for probably a decade. I recommend those particular kennels to my clients because I've used them so long and never had a problem. But this one particular female somehow squares her head through there and killed herself.
Yeah. Right.
So
yeah, man,
it's a big responsibility when you got somebody else's dogs. I do not like to keep other people's dogs.
Look,
I
man,
don't. It's just too much. It's too much that can happen.
Yeah, and human error is always going to be you can do everything you can to try to prevent. Human error is always going to be a problem.
Man, before we move on to something else, I wanted to comment on something you was talking about the subject is progression. And you said about, well, I don't want to touch nobody, dog. I want them to get it from there. And I know there's a lot of people gonna be like, well, that's bullshit. You need to be there and blah, 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 which I'm a hands-on guy. I like to be told, like, okay, you messing up and everything, but I can look at a video too and figure
Mhm.
that out. But when we talk about progression, one of the guys who we both know that was thinking on that wavelength, what you
Mhm.
saying, and even though he didn't, I know he did, I know he prefers the one-on-one training, or the person being right there, but being that the way his mind is broad, P Dunn was one of
Mhm.
the people like, man, you got to move online. And if you
Mhm.
look at the landscape of the guys who are at the top, what are they doing?
They
They
online.
got online courses.
Yeah.
They got they got they got seminars, even together,
Mhm.
majorly together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I mean, they get it.
Yeah.
They get it.
It's
Working
it's
together
less
works.
stress, less
Yep.
overhead.
Right.
I got a facility for my dogs. I ain't get a facility to board and train other people's dogs.
Right.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yes.
Again, because I'm using the board and train to get me to a specific place. I'm doing it, but I tell my customers, I tell my clients all the time, I ain't gonna be doing this. And they always say, no, 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 no,
Right.
no, no. You know how many times you call me asking me how your dog is doing? You think I enjoy that shit? You think I enjoy you texting me 5 times a day how my baby's doing? Is
Right.
Right.
do they have a piece of coal in their eye? You think I enjoy that shit? Fuck no.
Mm.
It's
Tell
a
the,
fucking dog.
tell the truth,
Let
bro.
the dog be a dog. The
Yeah.
dog is not a human.
Right.
And especially now where the new thing is, people don't even really want to board and train their dogs at facility. They want to do like in-home board and training, right? They want this whole pampered kind of, experience for their
That's true.
dog. And I'm just not that guy.
That's true.
I'm not that guy that's gonna let your dog be all on my couch. I'm not doing that. That's not what I do. If you want your dog to be trained by me, understand your dog is gonna get dirty, it's gonna stink, because I'm gonna let it be a dog. I'm not
Right.
gonna be washing it every day. I'm not gonna tongue kiss it in the mouth. Your dog is gonna be a dog.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
That's true. I like
Yeah.
that, brother. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey man, let me get some questions because they got some questions for you. Um, Working man, Masters, how you doing, brother? I got a question for Heka. Any tips on teaching a stubborn puppy to down? My usual baiting with chopped up hot dogs ain't
Mhm.
been working. Should I try and use some leash pressure? Looking for any pro tips.
I'm all about tactile communication. So leash pressure is tactile communication. So hey, if it ain't working, right, try something else. Try that leash pressure, right? But now here's the thing. You have to use discernment when you use leash pressure, because then you get into this whole concept of yank and crank, right? This is because unfortunately leash pressure has developed a negative connotation, in this new age of dog training, right? Because you have a lot of people that misuse the leash pressure technique, right? So leash pressure is not about forcing a dog to do something, right? It's about steering the dog in a direction that you want it to go by using, right, the pressure of the leash to tell the dog, hey, I need you to come this way. You're going to continue to feel this pressure until you make the decision to come in the direction of where the pressure is going, right? You have to let the dog make the decision. And then once the dog makes the decision to do it, and I have videos on YouTube kind of explaining the concept of leash pressure. Once the dog, right, I'll give you an example, right? You get some dogs that are scared to go down steps, right? So I use leash pressure to encourage, right? Listen to what I'm saying.
Right.
I use leash pressure to encourage the dog to come down the steps. I don't pull the dog down the steps, but what I also don't allow the dog to do is run away from the steps. So the pressure that the dog is creating on the leash is being created by the dog, not by me. I'm just stopping the dog from running away from the steps, right? But as soon as the dog makes the decision, like, damn, I can't run away, I can't hold this pressure front loaded on my legs, right, for much longer, at some point, I have to take a step forward, right? So at that point, the dog has made the decision to say, you know what? I have to move forward. Guess what I do immediately once the dog does that? Good boy. I just did a mind fuck on the dog to make him think that he did something good when all I did was stop him from doing something bad.
Right.
So that's the concept of leash pressure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you understand how that works when it comes to leash pressure, right? Because most people, especially if I'm being honest, I don't know if the guy is black, but especially in the black community, a dog is going to do some shit because we bought the dog, and if it don't do it, you know, we're going to, you know, essentially,
good.
we're going to fuck the dog up until it does it, right? So, you know, we're going to beat the dog ass and make the dog do it, you know, because we bought the dog, as if the dog understands,
You
like,
gonna do
oh,
what
he
I
bought
tell
me,
you.
I got to listen to you,
Yeah.
right? That's not how it works. And, you know, again, I'm just kind of, you know, being funny, but that's how, especially in the black community, that's how we think, right? So again, leash pressure is not about forcing the dog to do something. It's about teaching the dog that whatever you're trying to do is unfavorable, and I'm only going to give you the option to move forward. You're not going to move backwards.
Right.
But once you make the decision to move forward, I'm going to give you all of the praise and all of the love and all of the treats that I can give you, so you can begin to make the connection, like, oh, all I got to do is move forward and everything is going to be okay. So to kind of transition that into how you get a dog to down, yeah, you take that leash, you apply the down pressure, right? You don't say nothing to the dog. Don't tell the dog down. Don't try to give it no verbal commands, right? Just hold the leash down and hold it there until the dog goes down. Don't say nothing. Don't try to pull it. Don't try to force it down. Because guess what? Eventually, the dog, at some point, he's not going to be able to keep fighting against that pressure. At some point, he's going to go down. It may take 5 minutes. It may take 10 minutes. It depends on the dog.
Right.
But the most important thing you have to do when that immediately, even if the dog only goes down for 1 second, praise that dog, and you continue that process over and over and over again until he understands as soon as he feels that slight pressure, he goes down.
Right. Okay.
So,
Davidson K9, when it comes to setting up a legitimate kennel breeding program, what are some of the roadblocks faced from bylaws or regulations? I want everybody to answer this one. I'll start by motherfuckers reading what the bylaws are. That's one of the things they don't read it. They don't know, like here certain places only 4 breeding females.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is allowed. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that can affect kennel size. Regulations, noise regulations. How you going to stop them dogs from barking if you stay in a semi residential neighborhood? You know what I'm saying? So these are all things you got to think about. But Muhammad, I'll let you take that one, and then Heka can take it.
You know, I moved where I moved to simply because of that. And the city limits, you can only have 4 dogs. I don't care what.
Mm-hmm.
Now I moved probably about 10 minutes outside the city limits, and I can have 200 dogs out here. You know, so that is part of it. In every city, you know, they have different ordinances about different dogs. They have a lot of stuff that you have to do. Like in Pine Bluff, you got to microchip your dog now. So many people have stray dogs. Dogs get out, can't find out who they belong to. So it's easy just to have an ordinance, a city law that says, if you got a dog in the city limits, you need to microchip the dog. There was a time when we sent puppies out at 6 weeks old, but in Arkansas,
They
a few
changed the
years
law.
ago, they changed the law, and your puppies are actually supposed to be 8 weeks when you send them out. Now, of course, a lot of us griped about that at first, but it makes more sense because when puppies stay with the mother all the way up to 8 weeks or even 10 weeks versus 6 or 7 weeks, you get a healthier immune system. You get a more developed dog in terms of parental influence. Okay. And we weren't thinking about all the science that suggests we needed to keep dogs with their mother longer. So it's some benefits, and some of the things that they have done, there is some benefits to it if we're willing to step outside of our old thinking and look at some of the scientific research or the scientific data behind why some of the laws are as they are. So we have to be, it's a fine balance. You have to be, when something happens, we can't just always get in our feelings and our emotions. We got to understand why things are moving in the way that they're moving. So, yeah.
Heka, you got anything to add about location, bylaws, and state?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Yeah,
Right.
that goes back to that story I was telling you about that house, that I had to clear out. In that particular area, I was only supposed to have 4 dogs, and I was cool for a long time. Even the police would go by, didn't say nothing. They knew how many dogs I had. And I was doing board and trains at that spot. So not only did I have my 13, 14 dogs,
And
I would have 5, 6, 7, 8 other people dogs that I was boarding or board and training too.
right.
And this was within, a city limit. And again, human error. A dog got out, one of my dogs, and obviously everybody in the neighborhood think every dog is going to kill him. So they call the police and all that
Right.
stuff. So then, that's when the rainstorm happened. So that's when I had to put some pressure on getting the spot where I am now. Well, like you said, I can have 300 dogs at that motherfucker if I want to.
Right, you're right.
And,
Right.
because I'm in the area where that's what people do. They move to areas like that to have a whole bunch of animals.
Right.
So, as long as the animals are healthy, and it's not like I'm hiding, right? I just told somebody on Facebook that said, I'm a backyard breeder and they hope the law come and get me. I said, well, dumb bitch, I got the animal control coming out to, inspect my kennels. So, the law is coming, actually, so I can renew my kennel license. Dumb
Right.
bitch. Like, that's literally what I said to her.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm hiding, right?
Right,
But
right.
again, this is the stuff that people do. Like,
These folks
come
stupid,
on,
man. Yeah,
Like, come
these
on,
folks
man.
are
Like, let's be
insane.
for real.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta talk to them like they just like at the top of the show. I was like you just get so fed up. Like, dude, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff that people say, I couldn't fathom saying to another. Like, maybe if I was high on acid or something, maybe I'd do some shit like that. But these motherfuckers, man, out of their mind, man. Vic said, any advice from the panel for creating dog content? I could tell you a few things. I start out with that one. They say money talk bullshit. What they say? Money talk bullshit runs a marathon. Is that the saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the bullshit talks and dogs tell you the truth. I mean, what I mean by that is the short content is what is gonna take you to the top fast.
Yeah.
Not this long form stuff. This stuff is for more of a serious audience. And you see, I don't have huge numbers and things like that. And but it's
for the
more,
intellectuals.
Yeah, it's more the backside of real dog people and what they know. It's not the front side. You do the high flying bullshit, but the best way to do it is just show your dogs.
Mm-hmm.
People just like to see dogs, man. I'm telling you. That's the if you want a jewel for me, that's the way you do it. Just show your dogs.
Right.
Like if I show a dog in a short, I'll get 2,000, 3,000 likes. One of my dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Something serious, 300-400 likes. You know what I'm saying? 300-400 views or whatnot. But
Yeah.
people just visually want to see the dogs, and the consistency. It don't have to be every day. If you notice, I'll have a week where I don't do nothing, but then that week I got my light week and I'm on it. Boom. And I'm just making it work. I figure out how to get my schedule. That's why you see a lot of videos right before bedtime. I'm done for the day. Once I get done with the pod, boom, it's over with. But consistency, like at least once a week, and just keeping it, just being at 100. What a lot of people don't like, when I'm starting to notice all the bitchy whining stuff. I think I got bigger because dudes was whining, bitching, hating on me and shit, and they kept just saying my name, NWA. They were talking to me like it was 1915. Hey, boy, you wait, and they were just steady. They were just making my name in the algorithm. And you look at them now versus me, but all that old whining, complaining content. But the bullshit sells. Look, this right here, if I start doing this right before I come on, read a little half chapter, and I spit it like I got some knowledge. Hey, that shit worked too. I'm just being honest. That real short people attention spans, for the most, they want that burst content. And it ain't and since we know that, we should do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anything y'all want to add to any advice for the panel for creating dog content?
I want to say, number one, be patient. Be patient. If it's pictures, if it's videos, be patient. You do not have to post the first picture that you get in your phone or the first video. Sometimes you have to scrap that shit because it don't look right. You know what I'm saying? If you're taking pictures and the sun is out, that sun got to be at your back. That camera needs to be eye level with the dog, not you standing up, because it's not going to look good. It's not going to look good. If the dog is moving, depending on what the dog moving on, you want the best shot, you want the best video, you want the best angle. If the dog is fucking goofy and you trying to show him a personal protection dog, that might not be the video you want to show. You want to be selective in what you put up there. And I want to say this. It don't hurt to study what others are doing.
No, it don't. It don't hurt.
It does not hurt. There's a man who is selling garbage, absolute garbage, but he's selling it for $5,000-$6,000 simply because he's very good with his content.
Mm-hmm.
That's in anything. That's selling food. That's cutting grass, washing cars. Everybody want to get the content of what they're doing to blow up. I posted a brother who was doing some health stuff for the city. And he did a presentation at a health fair. I spoke, recorded him. Another brother recorded him. We uploaded it. And that evening, when those women were getting off work, they were going to his store based on that content that was posted. So study it. You want the best camera. You want the best content. You want to be patient. Look at what you're posting before you post it. Don't just throw anything on there.
Heka, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, it's a lot, man. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I just show the real.
Mm-hmm.
I almost do like a day in the life of a dog trainer and owner. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of my thing. Now, there's different lanes. You got to figure out which lane you want to be in when you talk about dog content, right? Because there's the lane that you were just talking about as far as the clean look, right? making sure that the angles are. I put it to you like this, like the breeding we was talking about, the AI, right?
Right.
And the way, at the time, my guy was jacking the dog off, right? So the way the dog was standing, he was way up on his toes because when you jack them off, they come up on their toes
Right.
when they're pumping.
Right.
So the angle, right, looks like his angulation was terrible.
Right.
So I'm in the video talking about, this is gonna be good structure. And then after I'm looking at the video like, fuck, this dog look like he all fucked up. But I know he not fucked up. But then of course, you got people coming on the video like, oh, his structure is terrible. I'm like, damn, yeah, you're right. In this particular video, it do look terrible. But people don't put two and two together like, damn, he is getting jacked off. Like, I know shit, when I release a nut, I'm in all kind of retarded positions. You know what I'm saying? Like, like the dog is getting jacked off. Like, I'm not smacking the dog right now. The dog is getting jacked off. So, he all kind of slew-footed and, cow-hawk looking right now. You feel what I'm saying? So then, I posted another video afterwards of showing the dog running, showing his true structure, showing how athletic he is. But it never really make up for when you put that fucked up video out there, right?
Yeah, that's true.
It is what it is. Like I said, that's just, I enjoy that because I know the people that understand, I know they understand, and I know they appreciate it. The ones that don't, it don't matter what you do, they ain't gonna never appreciate it.
Right.
So I don't post for those people. I post for the people that aspire to do what we do on a daily basis.
Great point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
He made a great point because it's people, I know for a fact, it's people just to watch video to critique it.
Yeah.
I don't care what you say, man. You ask them about the video, they looking for if I could just find one thing to say bad about it.
Absolutely.
That's all they go do. Hey, so I got this question for Vic. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna run about 10 or 15 more minutes, so y'all can get them in. But before I answer this question for Vic, let us know who are your favorite content creators for his dog stuff. Let us know. Put it in the chat. Let's get this one here. For sake of the earlier conversation, who is the biggest dog content creator in the African American community? You want to take that one, Heka?
I mean, there's a few that you got Rich DeBerry. That's one of my favorite. And I'm not even a presser guy. I just like the fact that he put information out there. I see progress. I saw from when he wasn't producing food to where he's producing food now. You know what I'm saying? So again, it's not necessarily about the dogs, right? It's about the progression and the consistency and his passion for what he's doing, right? I'm just one of those people where even if I don't like your dogs, if I like the fact that you are showing progression and you have some aspects of what you're doing that I aspire to be like, I can appreciate that, right? The brother, what's his name? He does Rottweilers too. Butler Kennel Rottweilers, right? Another person where again is not necessarily about the dogs, but I like the fact that he shows the real. He don't try to make shit look pretty. He shows the progress. He shows how he done built the whole building specifically for it. So it's stuff like that that I appreciate. It may not be about the dog specifically.
Right.
I may not ever buy a dog from them. I may not even like their dogs.
Excellent presenter. He's an excellent presenter too.
He presents the real.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he shows
just for who he is as a content creator. You got
You see what I'm saying? So for me, when I look at content creators, it's not always about the dogs.
Yeah, we too hard on like motherfucking dog ain't shit. Everybody dog ain't shit when you ask most of these motherfuckers.
Yeah, for sure. So
anybody else?
Yeah, you got Rich DeBerry, you got Butler Kennel, obviously you got my man Joe, but Joe's a little different, right? He gives, he's like the ESPN of dogs. You feel what I'm saying? You know, you bring a different, that honestly, I don't know. I see a couple people getting into it, right? I just recently seen it, but I don't want it because it's not about contention. But I'm like, oh, I see a lot of these people starting to do kind of the panel setup, interviewing people. Nobody was really doing that before you did it.
Right.
Or all breed and yeah. Which is cool. Which is cool. But I'm nowhere in the league of a butler, kennel, and thing because the content is different. Like, you know, it's more, you know, but the only
like
thing I could give myself as far as like competing with the big dogs, because like a lot of people say, man, every time I turn my phone up, I see you or this person or this person. I'm just as consistent as they are. I ain't nowhere the size they are. But I bet you every one of them know me. Said that little motherfucker be gone. Boom, boom. Every time I turn around, they see me. But
and let me say this: some people, you know, some of us are struggling in terms of staffing issues. It may be us, it may be our wife or one person that we mentor. But if you notice, when Butler Kennel does his video,
you got to help.
In most cases, his best videos are somebody there who's actually doing the filming. Even that brother that does documentary TV, he's good with content. But if he's sitting there talking, he ain't holding his own phone up.
No.
He ain't holding his own. There's somebody there that's doing that, that's chopping it and editing it. And a lot of us just don't have that particular resource.
When you on that level, just being a breeder, when you like with some, I hate people say big breeder in a negative way, man. They started somewhere and they reached the it's kind of some hating shit when you hear people big breeders, but to get on that level, you have to have help. You know what I mean? You have to have a trainer, a breeder of, man, you get 20 something dogs. It is a business, man. I mean, you got to have a trainer. You got to have somebody to help you with the dogs. You can't come on cleaning 20 dogs per day, dude. I clean 9 a day, bro. Come on,
it's crazy work. People
don't understand. It's a lot of work.
And the best content is not staged. I want somebody with me that's gonna pull that camera out, and I ain't told him to pull it out. And gonna get what's needed and say, look here, man, look what I got. Because I went to the show ring and I showed a little small clip, but it was only like 20% of what was recorded. I didn't show my mistakes. I had that video for me to learn from my mistakes. Not for the world to see the mistakes that I made when I went in the ring. So
right. But I would like to hear Doug's perspective on his favorite or the biggest African American YouTube channel, because me and him look at it different. Me and Doug, we looking at it analytically because we know it's a lot of fakery in this stuff too. So like me and Doug, like we looking at the chat, it's 26 people in there. It was like 50 in there last night. We looking at the size of the channel. And if they go live, how many people do they have in their chat? A lot of times I be seeing dudes got 300,000. You know, a lot of people can't fill up a chat like we can. Which is strange.
Hey, you know, it's funny. I know exactly what channels you talking about.
Well, I mean, you see it. I mean, because you got to think about this.
They can pay to get
if I go live right now, and I got almost 7,000 subscribers, 7,000 people get the notification. Right? And if people got 300, 400,000 subscribers, you can't get 20 people in your chat. What's up with that? That's how me and Doug look at it. So if you ask me who's the biggest African American YouTube channels, it's by the dude. If they like me or not, I'll tell the truth. It's by the dudes who numbers that match with everything they do. It's 2 dudes I noticed consistently. They numbers match everything they do, they make sense. That's your boy Documentary TV, and it's your boy Fit Bully TV, right? If they go live, the numbers reflect that, okay, he got that many followers. He got a lot of people in his live, not 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 people. If he on TikTok, he got that many people, it's that many people in the live. When Documentary drops something, and he go live, I don't expect him to just kill numbers when he going live, because people don't expect him always to be sitting here talking like us. But the numbers should make sense. Those two numbers make sense across the board. Now it's another one. He kind of a sleeping giant. It's a guy with Fit Bully, Stan. That little dude be doing numbers, boy. Quiet. Yes, sir. I think his name is.
I know who you're talking about.
Stan.
Yeah.
Dude be doing numbers, bro. he do. And I'm gonna tell you, it's smaller channels that be doing the same thing. Like, look at Tony Scandy. He just came out. His numbers, like, he don't need anybody. The only thing he gotta do is keep doing what he's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's another guy, bulldogging with Bo. Small channel. Man, that dude, he'll get 1,000 views real quick. Real quick. It's some small channels that the numbers like that, dog, you know what I'm saying? It's just like they be just hitting, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's weird, but some of them huge channels and the numbers don't always correlate right. I can't really count them, but it's for the biggest two, Documentary and Fit Bully TV, hands down. Yeah. Okay. Anyone ever heard 12 Titan Cane Corsos? Yep.
Yeah.
She's very good. I explained how.
I don't.
Okay. Go ahead, Muhammad. Go ahead.
They used to do a lot of content. I remember when they were importing dogs in, they used to do the travel, the airport, the crate, when they was getting the dogs in. I haven't really seen a lot out of them lately, but they was killing the game at one time.
I think she's still going, but she's an excellent channel because she's articulate. She just talks about her dogs. She does her thing on work. She got that nice land, and she just that goes back to what I was saying, showing your dogs, talking about your dogs. People eat that shit up, you know what I mean? Yeah. And she just in the Corso world, I don't never hear nothing from her. She just like, man, she just do her thing. Yeah. She do her thing. Yeah, you gotta commend her. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's one of the people I was talking about that I watch, that I aspire.
Yeah. Right? She is somebody I would, yeah.
And it's not even really about the material thing. It's about how she just do her thing. She don't really She don't you don't hear nothing about her talking trash to nobody, talking, you know, she don't address the negative people. I'm sure she get negative people too. I'm sure she probably get far less than I get, right? But I'm sure she get negative people too, but she just keep doing her thing.
And you know,
that's the kind of stuff that I watch.
And you know what she got too? That sweet motherly tone.
Yeah. She's a woman, so that helps.
Yeah, that femininity. So that's important. And it's respectable. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's something. Where to start? Deontay said he's like John Mims, CT, Lamont, a few of my favorites. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, I want to answer that question of where to start.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand what he meant. Yes, sir. Brother Davidson, this is our white brother from another mother. We've been doing we've been talking about a lot of black shit tonight.
Oh, yeah.
He being here.
Hey, but them the ones I love the most, man, because they don't take it personal.
Right. Yeah.
They let us do what we do, and they just enjoy the content. Those are the people that I enjoy the most, man. So we appreciate you, good brother David, man. So to answer your question, if you're talking about content, just pick your damn phone up and cut it on and record.
That's what he just said. Put the telephone to use. Yeah.
Just pick your phone up and record. It ain't got to be perfect. Not in the beginning. Obviously, the goal is to, as you go, to get better at what you're doing, right? I promise you, man, if you look at my content, I don't do no editing. I pick up the phone and I post the shit. I just post it. Because for me, right now is not about being perfect. It's
Right.
about being consistent.
Right.
Right?
Mhm.
It's about getting in the habit of, I gotta post something. Even if I don't
Mhm.
say nothing in the video, I gotta post something. Right? So just start filming. If it's just you cleaning up, and don't do it for the likes, because I promise you, there's a whole lot more people watching your content that will never like it. You will never know they're watching it. You'll be surprised how many messages I get of people saying, I watch your content and I ain't never seen them like it or commenting on it.
Right.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. I'm not, like I said, I'm a small channel. The people that's giving me praises in the chat, I appreciate it. But it's the only difference with me and a lot of smaller channels, I'm able to keep up with the big channels for us putting out content because I got editors. That goes back to me doing what? Spending money because I'm not finna do it. I don't
Right.
have time to do it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. So that goes back to some one, I ain't gonna call his name. I'm gonna stop calling people name. But then I'm gonna say his name. Damn. One of a breeder buddy of mine, he said, man, he said you're gonna kind of like affect your program in a negative way because of that podcast. And I found out what he meant later.
Mhm.
He said you're gonna have to kind of do one or the other, show your dogs or show more of this.
Mhm.
Because if I started out showing dogs and I start showing a lot of dogs, and it don't matter what nobody say because my program funds this. Oh, he doing this to sell dogs.
Right.
That's kind of what they say, but they don't know I sell my dog just like everybody else have to sell their dogs. Man, Davidson been allowed to the cookout. He said, I host the cookouts. Russell Watweller Rich. Yo, Angelo. Just hey, here go Chris. Chris always coming in late. Hey guys, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up. Joe, you need to do more backyard lives, but when I go back out there, that's when my Wi-Fi. And my Wi-Fi started getting janky. I got all the mayonnaise sandwiches you need. God damn.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to the good brother Russell Rottweiler
Rottweiler.
Ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good brother, man. He reached out to me, and I don't want to put it out there just yet, but that's a good brother, man. I appreciate you.
Right. Doug has a critique for you on
Yeah, I saw that.
your way to progression. I have a friendly suggestion for Heka. Work on some type of noise reduction for while you record live outside. The wind be whipping, and it's
Mhm.
hard to hear you clearly.
Yeah. I've tried the microphones and stuff like that. I just, I ain't to the point yet where I remember to attach all the different attachments and shit like that. Like I said, I'm just in the process of, getting used to posting on a consistent basis. But I appreciate that. I'm definitely aware, of the noise situation. I'm got some things that I'm working on. So, it'll get better. Just stick around. Just stick around to see what goes
Right.
down.
Yeah, and if y'all have suggestions on equipment, man, I know I started out, man, I was just having to study so much on equipment, and man, we take tips too. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So if y'all see where we lacking or something, we could be better, or someone that might be in the area to help a brother that got some good camera work. I mean,
Right.
you can 6 hours of content can be months of content if it's chopped up right. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, but we love the content of Heka and Brother Muhammad. Yeah, Brother Muhammad and the whiteboard. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all miss the whiteboard from Brother Muhammad? Don't let them keyhole you, Joe. Do Dogs podcast and anything else comes to mind. Oh yeah, man. I got some stuff coming up where we got to scratch out. A lot of times, it's Brother Muhammad. No, I can't. Some weeks I can move, some weeks I can't because of my schedule. I work 1 week on, 1 week off, and it ain't no getting out of it. You know what I mean? On this contract or whatever. But yeah, man. Yeah. So now you'll be seeing some different stuff that I'm gonna announce it later, and you'll be seeing me places outside of here. For sure, for sure. You know what I mean?
2026 is going down.
Yes, sir. I already been invited to some things y'all gonna be able to meet and see me at, and we're gonna be able to fellowship and congregate and all that good stuff. All that stuff is all in the works, but I ain't gonna talk about it because we don't want nothing to set it asunder. You know what I mean? So, well, brother Heka, it's been good. Brother Jihad, it's been good. Heka, we appreciate you coming back, chopping it up with us, letting us know about your endeavors. You guys go to tell them about the pages and everything to follow you and how to contact you.
Yeah, so on YouTube is the Structured K9 Academy, spelled out exactly how those words are spelled. Then on Facebook, on Instagram, it's the Structured K9 Academy as well. Facebook, it's Brandon Edmond. It's Brandon, the Structured K9. No, I'm sorry. I'm going to be changing it to that. Right now, it's Brandon Keep Dogging It Edmonds on Facebook. So, and dogging it is spelled DAWGING. So Brandon Keep Dogging It Edmonds on Facebook. But between, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, you can catch me. I put most of my content right now on Facebook because I'll be honest with you, that's where I'm making money. So that's where my focus is, but I am going to get back to posting on YouTube. So yeah, between those three, you can find me.
That's what's up. Let me answer this question by Vic. This is something everybody, I want everybody to listen. Look, my channel is more so based on other people. This is what makes it work and everything, but like that. But what Vic said is a good idea. But Vic, you came on, you're a good speaker. And everything. If we got guys that got cameras, I'll show it. For instance, like you down there in Texas with Lamont and La Potenza. Lamont is a dude that they not gonna ever ask to come on a show and see his dogs and things like that. We can do that stuff on our own. Send somebody down to a real dog man like Lamont and document that thing. I'll show it. If we got camera dudes in Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, Chicago, Tennessee, where all y'all at? Or we all over the place. But if we ever can do that and somebody close by that can shoot yard tours of Davidson K9, Borbalism, hell, I'll air them. Go ahead, bro. Jihad, you got any closing remarks, benediction?
I'm just looking forward to seeing people wherever I can see them at. Y'all training, y'all doing dog shows, y'all doing seminars. Whatever you're doing, I'm going to be in some city every month, 2026, God willing. And if I get close to you, I'm trying to come and see you.
And break out them phones. We'll make our own content.
Right.
We'll put everybody on our own damn self. All right. Okay. Hey, guys, that's it. I'll see y'all next week. No, I got one dropping next week, but you won't see me next week. I'm out. All right. Thank you, Heka. Thank you, John.
Much love.
Yes, sir.